to order for the Development Planning Services Committee. We've already had the invocation and the pledge. We have a full quorum. You have before you the minutes for your pleasure.
Second.
Motion
Oh, wait a minute,
carries.
that's not consent. Move to accept, sorry.
There you go.
The agenda, sir, is it okay?
Ready for your approval, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so we'll approve it and move forward. Nothing in the consent. We'll move on to the first item under Development Services, A1.
All right, for the first item we have for your consideration is Mirren and Evans Incorporated, doing business as Mirren Fusion Kitchen. They have applied for an alcohol beverage license to sell beer and wine for on-premise consumption from 925 Ronald Reagan Drive. They have provided all the required information, and they have posted the site as of April the 19th. There are no known opposition due to the location of this property. The site plan is not, the distances from the park, it's now all is not required, and staff recommends approval of the license.
Move to consent.
Second.
Motion carries. Next item, sir.
All right, the next item we have is a refund request from S&P Construction LLC for the Lionsgate permit fees. S&P has requested a refund for building permits 115782 and 115781. The building permit 115782 for building one was $7,683.85, and the permit 115781 for building two was $21,395.03. They had requested and permits, and on this July 18th of 17, did pay for these permits. However, they never started work. No inspections were done. We started this process back in the end of 2015, working through the site plans and all. Got out there, like I said, got the site work started, but not actually ever put in any footings or anything like that. So based on the recommendation, or right now we don't have a policy on building permit fees as far as the refund policy is concerned. So, and staff have started working on a policy to present to you all. So based on that information, staff does recommend a refund issued to S&P Construction LLC for the total amount of $29,078.88.
Motion to deny.
Staff did everything they were supposed to do along the whole process.
Correct. We went through the process on reviewing the plans, doing everything we could to get all that out, actually issued the permits to him. They just never started
Almost 6
work.
years ago.
It's
That's
the
correct.
income from
That's a lot of work.
2017, so.
Correct.
He claims that he's been working on a refund for that period of time. I don't know that that's true or not. This was brought to my attention just, I guess, probably a month or so ago, and I made the decision to put it on the agenda to let the board decide. The staff is neutral on this. We don't have a policy about this. We're not advocating one way or the other. We're simply putting it out here at the request of the developer. But, you know, certainly the board can proceed how they wish.
My packet says staff recommends a refund.
Well, I think that's just the standard language. On behalf of staff, let me just say that, you know, in this case, we have a situation where we issued a permit. We didn't actually do the work for the permit. We don't have a policy saying that we should or shouldn't do that. We're throwing it out there for you.
That was allow you all the option to take it in either direction. Like I said, Mr. Singh had come to me about 3 different times. The most recent one just after the Masters this year, and I had denied him. This was several budget cycles ago that he made these payments and work was done. So therefore, my recommendation at that time was to deny it. But based on looking at our policies, that when we do not have one, we thought this was the best means of getting it in front of you all in order to make that this final decision.
To give you another quick example, we've had situations before where we had maybe somebody sign up for youth sports and then that child not be able to participate for whatever particular reason. And they never played a game, they never showed up, and then they'd request a refund because they couldn't participate, they couldn't use the service. So historically, we have granted some of those because the services wasn't, even though they paid for the service wasn't provided. I know there's been situations where maybe a tap was installed or needed to be, well, if tap was installed, then they actually did the work. But if they paid for the tap fee and never had it installed, they would potentially ask for refund. So again, I don't think there's a clear direction one way or the other. I don't think staff's gonna, we're not pushing it one way or the other. But we do need a policy on it, and we're gonna have one.
And I'm gonna second the motion to deny based on staff coming back with a policy to deal with these. And then if it qualifies, this refund qualifies based on the policy, then we'll readdress it at that time.
Fair enough.
But we need to have some type of standard operating procedure,
Fair enough.
policy.
Well, he had, up to,
Yes, sir, that's correct. Correct.
That's correct. He paid for what he consumed.
All right, we have a motion to deny. Motion carries. Next item for planning services, easement.
Yes, sir. We have an easement encroachment before you this morning. It is for a piece of property in the Canterbury Farms development at 1017 Linsmore Avenue. They are asking to encroach by 1 foot into 20-foot utility easement. Staff has gone through this, reviewed it, gotten all the required documentation, and is recommending approval.
Second.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Any legal matters, sir? No legal matters. We'll go right into the planning services reports.
For your information, the April 23 Planning Department Workload Measurement Monthly Report. Answer any questions you might have about it.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Next report.
Also for your information is the March 23 Plan Review Workload Monthly Measurement Monthly Report. Answer any questions you might have about that.
No questions. I'm just watching state residential building permits based on the economy, and it appears that we're half of what we were last year, so it's definitely having an impact.
I did have a conversation with one of our larger developers last week. I think one of the biggest problems they're still facing is the ability to get power to their sites and getting these transformers. I also had a conversation with our local VP with Georgia Power, and they're trying to get those as well. I think it's going to open up once we start getting those transformers. Several of the builders are saying that they're just kind of waiting on that, and then I think it'll open up.
I think we talked about that last month. It was the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we've
Permits
got
are-
a lot of builders complaining that's what they're waiting on.
Less than half of last year.
Yep.
Okay, development services.
First one we
first
have is
report.
the April 2022, 2023 monthly report, and some of those items you were almost first discussing. Have been monitoring those numbers daily to see where we stand, and on the month of April, it shows that downturn that we've had, but we have seen an uptick in the plan reviews coming in, and inspections. Just today, we had 130 to do today, so it's maintaining. It looks like on a slight rebound, if nothing else, so have been seeing that. And as far as the Octax applications, we are really a little bit ahead of where we were in years past, so people are returning those occupation taxes into us a little bit better than normal.
Questions?
No questions, thank you.
Report, sir.
Next one has the April 2023 Development Service Financial Report, and a copy of that is attached for your information. No approval or anything is needed to be on that.
Yeah, I have no questions, thank you.
Questions? Okay.
All right, the
Last
last one we
report.
have is the temporary event alcohol permits for the month of April, and a copy of that is attached for your information on it.
Questions?
No, sir.
All right, thanks, sir. Any comments from commissioners or the public? Okay, we don't have anything for executive session, and with that being said, we'll adjourn at 9:11.